Before today's split with the Nation of Islam, Jackson fired high-profile attorneys Benjamin Brafman and Mark Geragos. Joining us to talk more about how the shakeup could affect the hearing on Friday, we have defense attorney Dennis Merenbach. Thank you for coming back again.
Pleasure to be here.
What's the most obvious impact that this shakeup will have?
I think the most obvious is going to be the change of tone from the defense. I think what we were facing before was very sort of in-your-face type of a defense, very advocacy. And I think this man's style is much smoother. It's much more laid back. I consider it to be much more defensive rather than aggressive. And I think that's going to be very good for the Jackson image.
What about Friday? What do you think? He was expected to enter a plea. Do you think that'll happen? And what do you think will happen with the grand jury testimony?
Well, what's going to happen is it's going to unseal the indictment, and then we are all going to wait for what is going to be a surprise. We have no idea of knowing what kind of counts are going to be alleged against him. Will it be the same 7? Will it be a different number? Will it be different charges? Will it reflect what may or may not have been found from any of the search warrants? We don't know. Most defense attorneys would ask for a continuance to enter a plea because they'd want to examine the indictment to see if there are any legal reasons why a count should be knocked out. Not a factual basis, a legal basis based on the exact wording of the statute. However, with a man like Mr. Jackson, they may feel, we'll go forward and we will just enter a plea of not guilty. That way will obviate his having to come back at another time.
What about the grand jury transcripts?
Well, the grand jury transcripts, they're going to get them right away. And I think the law provides that they can be released to the public within 10 days. So don't expect to see a lot, because I think you're going to see a lot of black ink all over the transcript as the judge is going to do something about it.
And what kind of delays down the road in this case? Backing up, they were expecting that it may go to trial by the end of this year. How far into next year do you think? Could it back it up, delay it?
Well, I would estimate that it's going to go to trial in April of next year. And here's the reason. After they have filed their indictment, there's going to be a motion to set aside the indictment based upon the fact that there's just not enough evidence. It was taken in too much secrecy. And there will be an evidentiary hearing that's going to be heard on the issues out of the 4 corners of the document. Now, if that is denied, then they're going to writ it up to the 2nd District, saying that, well, the judge made a mistake. If it's denied in the 2nd District, then they're going to writ it up to the Supreme Court. That takes a period of time, and I estimate that entire process will be over with between 4 to 6 months, meaning that the trial can commence at any time after all of those procedural aspects have been taken care of.
In Jackson's statement, he said he needed an attorney who, I'm paraphrasing here, needed an attorney who could focus on his case. Mark Geragos has the Peterson case going on.
That's right.
Valid concern here? They have one attorney handling such 2 huge cases that he would get rid of Geragos?
Well, I think really you've got to look at it from the perspective of the client. Let's take any client. Let's take you, me, anybody in the audience. If you're hiring an attorney to represent you and your life is at risk, do you want to hear from the second man on the totem pole, or do you want to hear from the main guy who's running your case?
All the time.
All the time.
All right. Dennis Merenbach, thank you for coming back in again.
Thanks for being here.
We'll have you back again.
Okay.
Thank you.